students who sat on the core committee for Exeter's first ever National Student Volunteering Week. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the week entailed, what we did, why we did it, what the benefits were, and where we want to go in the future. So firstly, what is National Student Volunteering Week? Well, as the name suggests, it's a national week that celebrates student volunteering. It wants to firstly recognise the accomplishments of students throughout universities, colleges and schools. And it wants to also allow students who maybe aren't engaged in volunteering already to kind of see the benefits of volunteering and feel empowered to be able to do something themselves if they want to. It also goes a way to recognise the diversity of ways that students volunteer, like community action and things that aren't necessarily related to the university, so not through the guild, can just be off your own back in the wider community. Okay, so these are some pictures which highlight Exeter's very own National Student Volunteering Week. As I said previously, it was a pilot scheme, it's never been run before. I was very pleased to be a part of it, and I'm even more pleased to say that even though it was the first time it ever ran, the people that run National Student Volunteering Week did identify Exeter as having national best practice, which was really good to hear. So throughout the week we had a number of events, the biggest one being our bright orange VW camper van, which you can see in the top right hand corner, which was a brilliant focus on campus. Lots of students talked about it. I kind of went home that night and it was all over Facebook, and it definitely drew attention. We also had a volunteering hub, which you can see here, which was in the centre of campus, which was just a place that students could walk past and kind of come up and say what's going on. And we could talk to them about volunteering, ask them about their own volunteering experiences, and it was a really good place to just have a chat with students and find out about their experiences. We also had a daily volunteering fair, which was up in Devonshire House, and we invited local sort of charities in to showcase what they do, and it was a time that kind of allowed students to go and talk to them if there was a particular interest. We also had a volunteering showcase, which was on Thursday, which was in the centre of campus again, and there was some local, national and international charities there showcasing their work, and was just again another opportunity for students to kind of come along and say what's going on and to hear more about the volunteering opportunities available to them. As talked about in Vicky and Abby's presentation, there was also the Community Action Southwest Volunteering Programme, which happened on the Saturday of the week, which again was a completely new area for Exeter's volunteering and activities sector. And, well, I'm not going to talk about it because you would yeah, so it was a brilliant opportunity to be able to speak to students face to face and work out kind of what volunteering they already do, what they're interested in, and being on the front line myself, I spoke to hundreds of students a day, and I was amazed at the diversity in which Exeter University students are volunteering, and the different skills that they bring to the community around them. So, why is it important to celebrate National Student Volunteering Week? Well, as previously said, it's a brilliant opportunity to celebrate the volunteering that students are already doing, and it's a brilliant platform for kind of the guild and the wider university to be able to say thank you. So there were a couple of kind of big thank you events at the beginning and the end of the week to just acknowledge that our students do make a huge difference on campus and in the wider community. We also wanted to sort of empower the students who maybe are disengaged to get involved in volunteering, because I think sometimes volunteering can seem that you have to have a particular skill, or you have to be kind of in a particular group to be able to do it, and we wanted to say no, it doesn't matter who you are, you can make a difference, and so we really wanted to get that across to the student population. We also wanted to make sure that the values that we were bringing forward really supported the values of the guild. Again, allowing students who are interested in volunteering that the opportunities are there for them, and also that students who are coming through to university, maybe first years, who haven't had the opportunity to volunteer before, can do so. because university is a brilliant time where you move away from home, and there's suddenly all these amazing opportunities for you. And you know, the university and the guild want to be able to offer you that. Sorry, got a cold. We also wanted to highlight the importance and the benefits of volunteering. Volunteering can seem, as Sarah said earlier, kind of a nice thing that people want to do, but we wanted to say it's actually much, much more than that. As well as, you know, the usual skills that people kind of reel off when we're talking about volunteering, employability, transferable skills, things like that. That's all extremely beneficial, and we wanted to make sure that that was talked about. But we also wanted to focus on how volunteering can really shape your moral integrity and kind of set you up for life, really. Me personally, I came to university, having done a bit of volunteer work, was quite interested, signed up to community action in Freshers Week and have never really left. And it's now, it set me up for a graduate position in a charity which I will be going to in September. And so I think volunteering can, as I saw from talking to students in National Student Volunteering Week, can really kind of break down these awful stereotypes of students as being lazy or just not really caring. You go to university, you get your degree, drink a lot and graduate, which in some people's cases is true, but not the majority. So I found that it was really important to celebrate it, because it not only celebrated the volunteering that was happening, but it also celebrated the sort of underlying ethical understanding which is found in so many students, and which I feel goes quite unnoticed. So what's next? I'm very pleased to say that National Student Volunteering Week has been accepted as an annual event, and so it will run for the foreseeable future at Exeter University. As a pilot event, it was quite difficult to organise. We didn't have an example to rely on, and so there are areas in which definite improvements could be made, and it would really work to strengthen the event. So for next year, what has been discussed in sort of the evaluation meetings and things has been that we would really like a greater profile in the community. From what I've learned, and the rest of the committee learned from speaking to students on campus, they do make a huge difference in the local community, and so we want to be able to involve everyone that is involved with our students into this celebration. We think the best way to do this would be a higher profile of media. There was difficulties this year with the local newspapers and the radios, stations and things like that, but we would really like to kind of approach them again next year to try to strengthen the relationships. We'd also like a greater presence on campus. As you'll hear throughout the day, there's so much volunteering. Although Community Action is the volunteering society, there's discipline-based volunteering happening everywhere, and we'd like to be able to make sustainable and effective links, kind of, you know, going out so that it's an event that can happen across the university, completely wide scale, and everyone can be involved. And we think the best way to do this would be to interact and communicate better with the different groups on campus. So all societies, all colleges, all students, and then I think it will be a more holistic sort of celebration of the volunteering that is happening. And that's it.